Yeah, I mean, you know the bull I was telling you about how many legs it stands on? It represents how many times the number of legs it's actually standing on, represents how when the God actually came down to this earth and actually revealed himself as avatars. So in the Satya Yuga, he came 4 times. Okay? In the next Yuga after that, he came down 3 times. After that, it's twice. In Dwapara Yuga, he came twice. In Kali Yuga, he will only come once. Because the bull is only standing on 1 leg. And people only live up to 100 years anyways. And he will only come at the end of Kali Yuga. We are only at the beginning of Kali Yuga, guys. He will only come at the end. I'm pretty sure when he talks about, when you guys do your presentation about different avatars of Vishnu or the God, you guys will talk about the Kalki avatar who's going to come in this age, in Kali Yuga. Okay? Yes? What do you mean? The avatar is going to know, or the guy who said this? Okay. When we talk about the Puranas or the scriptures or Bhagavad Gita or the Thevaram or anything that was revealed, we actually see that the God indirectly took their bodies as His own and revealed it. Okay, that's how much faith we have in these scriptures. Okay. A lot of people came, like anything that we do or teach in Hinduism, most of it nowadays is a little bit corrupted, but most of it is actually revealed in the scriptures. Okay, so last week you guys got a glimpse of yoga. That was also done by a great rishi, a big yogi. Okay, Patanjali had actually given this art, given this science to people, and they follow it as a tradition. Okay, just like how it's in the agamas, it's revealed. How to do puja, how to construct the temple, how to do the abhishek, how to properly pray to the God. It was given as agamas. In the Vedas, it's also like that. Okay? So we believe 100%, without an inch of doubt, in these scriptures, in these rishis, in these munis, and ultimately in God. Okay? Alright. Does it make sense? Yes? I'm sorry? No, I didn't say the next Yuga will be for 20 years. This Yuga, Kali Yuga, will be for 432,000 years. We have passed 5,000 years. At the end of this Yuga, people will live only for 20 years. It's still going to be Kali Yuga. I put 100 because you can see it right now. 100 is like the average we say. Even if we don't even have 100 as national average for Canada. Canada is probably like 70 to 75. Right? But 100, you could at least hear about some people living up to 100. But it's going to change. It's going to change. It's going to go down to 20. Okay? Even with everything. Okay? Any questions? Yes?
So the next Yuga is going to be less than 20?
Not the next Yuga. This Yuga, Kali Yuga.
So after the 432 years?
It's going to start with the Satya Yuga. Again, it's a cycle.
So those people are going to get to live 100,000 years?
Yes. But those people who live up to 100,000 years, they're not going to be worried about anything else other than God, guys. You see what I mean? 100% of their life is devoted to God. They think about God, they pray to God, and they're always with God. Okay?
So technology is going to decrease?
There won't be any technologies because there's no need for technologies. There's no need for technologies because you're going to see God flying back and forth in His own vehicles. People are going to teleport. They're going to communicate with each other without even speaking. That's true. They're going to speak to each other just by interpretation of the mind. Not sign language. Not sign. We'll get into these details later on, how they do that, and I'm pretty sure if you ask your yoga master, he can tell you something about it. There's very interesting stuff that needs to be told, but we don't bother about these because your practice as yoga or spiritual practice should not be intended for any of these things. Okay? Your spiritual practice and whatever you do should be ultimately to reach God. Okay? Alright, any questions about this? Do you have time? Okay, yes? I'm sorry? Oh yeah? Oh, is it? I didn't know. I just googled the images, the picture. Because I didn't know what to put for Kali Yuga, and this came. It just basically tells you everything is within us. Yes?
This generation, you're in the Kali Yuga, for the next generation will be the same thing.
No, next generation will be your children. Right? You're going to live up to, let's say, 100 years. How old are you now? You're 11. You're going to live for 100 years, another 111 years. So it will be 212. Right? This is 2012. It's going to be 2112. Right? 100 years will pass. Your children will live for another 100 years. That will be 2212. Your children will be living for another 100 years, probably, for 2312. Like that, you got to move 432,000 years for the next Yuga to set in.
But how about your
Rebirth, that's okay. We'll get into that later. Rebirth means the soul just takes on different bodies, right? So your soul might be here until you get liberated. Your soul might be actually be here. It was probably there for the last Yuga. It probably will be there for another year, but we don't know. Okay? By the divine grace of God, you'll probably get liberated and be with Him. Yes?
So all of this came from script.
Scriptures, yes.
We know like who wrote that.
Because
Could it be someone else that wrote it?
no. We never present scriptures that is not that has no validity. You know what I mean? When I present or we present or whatever we do in this house, in this place, it's called the Temple of Truth. We don't bring in anything that's irrelevant, not practical to your life, and cannot be proven. If you want, I could bring the Srimad Bhagavata Purana and show you. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to your faith. You have to trust it. It's just a print on paper, right? It's just a bunch of words on paper. But if you don't believe that it was actually God's word, and I can't convince you to do that. You know what I mean? I can only tell you this is there. I can only give you a spark of interest. The rest is you to go find out. Okay? As I said, it took me 17 years to start one round of Jabal. 17 years, people were telling the same thing. Krishna came down, Vishnu came down, Vishnu came down. God is there, God is there. But I wasn't willing to, I listened, I accepted it, but I wasn't willing to be a part of it. Be in contact with God. Or even try. Okay? So the spiritual practice has to start. That starts when you have ultimate faith. Okay? And you believe in one, you believe in that, and you follow the tradition. That's it. Okay? Yes? We can all try. We can all try to be good. And how we can do that is what I'm going to get at. Okay? The whole purpose of teaching you all this is to make the point that we're going to learn Atisuri by Abhayat, which talks about virtues. Okay? It's going to tell you how you can live a virtuous life. We saw that in Tirukkural. You're seeing that in Bhagavad Gita. You will see that in Atisuri by Abhayat. And all these things came, all these scriptures are there because everybody or the saints that lived in those days wants you to live a virtuous, a happy, a pious life. Our job here is to tell you, okay, these are what the scripture says, this is what they tell you to do, and then if you do that, you'll live a virtuous life. We can't force you to do anything. Okay? So the point being made here is that we're going to learn Abhayat, and Abhayat talks about leading a virtuous life. Yes?
Will the gods for God?
I'm sorry?
Will the gods for God?
The gods for the God. Okay, that's a very good question. I think, okay, that's another separate class itself. Okay, this is how it is. There is, guys, listen. I'm going to tell you the secret of the secret, okay? I'm going to explain the intricacies of the God, okay? I can't do that when the children are here because they'll get too confused. But I think this is the right crowd, okay? So there's a God, the Adi Purusha, okay? That God doesn't have a form, that doesn't have a name, that doesn't have an image, okay? It's just a divine potential. It's a potential, it's just a divine potential. Some people just imagine that as a light or a flame or whatever, a jyoti or whatever, okay? That God, the ultimate God, the one God, can take many forms, okay? That God sometimes comes down to this earth, as we call it as avatar. Avadara Purushas come down, okay? So the divine potential comes down, lives a life as a human, and shows the way, and tells you how to live your life. That are the scriptures. That's like the Ramayana, Mahabharata, about everything, okay? That's God coming down. But then you can ask me, why are there so many gods? Okay? So, a God can be, we can invoke God anywhere we want. You could have just a piece of, we can invoke God in that box right there. We can invoke God here. We can invoke God in the camera. We can invoke God in anything we want. But we give something that's trained to your mind. If I say, Pule has this, he has a trunk, he holds this, he's sitting like this, it's easier for you to know. It's easier for you to understand. If I talk about Adipurusha, the Parashivan, or the Para Mahavishnu, or somebody, and I say, there's no God, there's no form, guys, but just imagine as a light being there, and it can do anything and everything. It's very hard for us to comprehend. So for the ease of comprehension and the ease of understanding, we give a form. Okay, we say this is Ganesh, this is Muruga, this is Shakti, this is Shiva, but at the end, it's all the same God. Okay? Alright? Are we clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, let's move on. Alright, recap. Go back. Go back. The first yuga is Satya Yuga. What's the second one? Treta Yuga. What is the fourth one? Dvapara Yuga. The fourth one? Kali Yuga, the one we are in. Okay? Alright. Next slide, please. Okay, wait, go back. I want to ask it. Okay. So you're living in this yuga. Okay? But coming back to your question, sir, you're asking me how we can trust these scriptures, right? In that scriptures, the great people that wrote it down have described how the people will be in Kali Yuga. So many years back, they told how people will be in this yuga itself. So what do you think people will be like in this yuga compared to the other yugas? And then I'm going to tell you what exactly it says in Srimad Bhagavatam. How do you think people will be in this yuga? You tell me from your experience. In this age. Yes? Tell me something. You hear your parents talking, you'll be like, random times your parent will be like, "Ida Kali Yuga." And the conversation stops because there can now be other explanations. For example, if there's like a lot of people died because of natural causes, people will be like, okay, Ida Kali Yuga. Or if there's something disastrous or something they haven't heard of, they'll be like, this is Kali Yuga. Okay, yes. Because in previously, their grandparents or their great-grandparents, or it's never been heard of. Something that's new. Okay? For example, a huge a drought comes, a lot of people are suffering. You hear on the TV that so many children die per minute, so many people are dying per minute because of something. You hear all these things. So when you associate negativity with something, we always say it's Kali Yuga. Tell me some character or personalities you will see in Kali Yuga. What will increase? Tell me. What do you think? Anger will increase. Perfect. Crime? Crime will increase. Yes. What else will increase? Technology will increase. For the benefit or for the disadvantage of the humans? Both. Yes? That was a smart answer. Yes? Yes? Anybody else? Pollution will increase. Is it because of technology or is it because of something else? Both. Good. Okay. Anybody, anything else? Okay, let's see what the scriptures say. Okay? So in Srimad Bhagavatam, tell me the time when it's almost done, okay? Signal. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it says the qualities of people or how society will be like. The first one, who's going to read the first one? Loud. Ashwika.
Qualities of Kali Yuga according to Srimad Bhagavata Purana.
Okay.
Religion, truthfulness, cleanliness, tolerance, mercy, duration of life, physical strength, and memory will all diminish day by day because of the power